Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Arena Time here on ShoutStone. My name is ShoutThis, and it's time to bring you another one of Trump's matchups from his current arena run that we are shoutcasting for y'all guys. If you've missed any of the past 3 episodes, you can find them just by looking back in our timeline here. But we are on Game 4 of this series, which is actually, well, Episode 4 of this series, which is actually Game 5. Trump is currently up 3 wins to 1 loss. So we're going to see if he can finish this up and get to Grandmaster. But let's hop into the matchup right now. It is Uther versus Gul'dan. Of course, Trump playing the part of Uther, the Paladin. Saint Vicious playing the part of the Warlock Gul'dan. So, like I said, Trump is 3-1 right now in this arena run. We'll be bringing you a lot more of Trump's arena runs, some that I don't know how long this one's going to run, but we're going to try to bring you all of this. We're going to try to bring you some that may have not gone a full 9 games if this one doesn't go 9 games. If this one goes 9 games, then we'll bring you some that don't go 9 games, and some that do, and Grandmasters, and see the decks that are good, the decks that are bad, the things that work, things that don't. Maybe even we'll find a series that goes 9-0. That'd be nice. But as it stands right now, we are just at the 1-1 mark. Or the 3-1 mark. So he's got 1 loss on his record for this series. And Saint Vicious has put a Blood Imp into play. For those of you who may not be aware of how the Blood Imp works, it is a 1-1 minion, costs 1 mana to play, and it provides +1 HP to all other minions on the field. Now it is stealthed as well, so it cannot be seen or attacked by hero powers, by direct minion attacks, anything like that. The only thing that can damage it is AoE abilities. Alright, so a life tap doesn't get him anywhere, but he is going to bypass that. He's got 2 Bloodfen Raptors. I don't know why I said Bloodfang. 2 Bloodfen Raptors now on the field. Obviously nothing really to counter it with. He's not going to worry too much about that Blood Imp. Yeah, it's going to give his minions +1 HP, so now that Voidwalker coming into play could be a useful distraction target. Technically, it will require both of those minions to take it out, but I don't think Trump cares all too much about that. And he's going to throw out his own taunt minion, the Ironfur Grizzly, which is 3/3. So a good way to kind of counteract that Voidwalker, he's going to have a Mortal Coil to claim 1 minion, get his card, and drops a Razorfen Hunter. So we've got a couple of attacking minions on the field, but there is that Dark Direwolf Alpha, which he looks like is going to drop right in the middle there. Possibly. He's kind of contemplating this play, but looks like, yes, that is what he's going to do. That's going to buff up both of the minions that it flanks by +1 HP. And again, that really only affects the minions that are directly to the side of it. Alright, so a good Divine Shield there to take out that Hunter, and another dose of damage to the Warlock. So, what he did there is he used the Battle Cry on that 2/2 minion of whose name, I'm sorry. Some names of these minions I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but it can cast a Divine Shield on any minion on its Battle Cry, so he used that to take the Razorfen Hunter out. And now a Sea Giant is in play. Now the cost of that is directly affected by the amount of minions on the field, so it was relatively cheap for him to put into play. So now an 8/9 minion that is going to be trouble to deal with. But it looks like he's going to buff up that Razorfen minion, and he is going to sacrifice it to take out the giant, or almost. It looks like he's going to sacrifice his 2/2 minion to trade out. So, a good exchange there, actually, to get rid of that minion. And he's still doing some significant damage to the Warlock player, who is now down to 17 HP. And in a pretty difficult spot. Warlocks don't really have much in the way of abilities that are going to restore health. There are a couple, but not really. So a lot of what a Warlock has to do is they have to utilize their health as a resource. And they have to be very mindful of being able to kind of do a lot of damage and get out those kinds of cards. So he does decide to do a life tap, get another card in his hand on this next turn. Going to drop that Argent Commander, which has Charge and Divine Shield. Use that to take out the Farseer and another attack on the hero. So, down to 15 HP now, after getting a little bit of heal back from that minion, which is kind of it's a neutral minion, so, you know, neutral minions that do battle cry heals are, of course, just as useful in a Warlock deck as they would be in any other deck. But as it stands right now, Saint Vicious is looking at a significant amount of damage as we're getting into the late part of the game. Now, that Summoning Portal can prove to be trouble for Trump if it lasts out there too long, because it reduces the amount of mana that it costs to summon minions by a significant amount, and yeah, it is starting to flood the field. So now he's got 2 Blood Imps in play, both of which are stealth, both of which are providing +1 HP to every other minion. So, it's getting troublesome. He's going to take out that Dire Wolf, and is he going to go straight to the hero? Or is he going to actually start working on some of those minions? No, he's just going to work on the hero. I think he's kind of ignoring the other minions on the field, mainly because they're all one attack. Obviously, the big problem right now is that Summoning Portal. Key Shadow Bolt there to take out the Twilight Drake. And that's going to allow him to play the Core Hound for only 5 mana. So, he does finally have a really sturdy minion out on the field again, and that is that Core Hound. But we'll have to see what sort of attack Trump wants to take here to get rid of it, because obviously that's going to be the biggest problem right now, is taking out that Core Hound. So he's going to play that Argent Commander again. And he's just going to bypass it. Okay, so he's putting the Warlock player on the clock. He knows that the amount of incoming damage that this Warlock player can do is just not enough to take him out. Because now he's down to 2 HP, and he basically has to... I mean, he's going to have to shut down everything over there, including that minion with the Divine Shield. I mean, he can break it. Instead, he's going to take the little guy out. Going to break the shield on this one, sacrifice his Blood Imp, take it out with the Core Hound. Alright, so he does put himself in a better position. But, is he going to play that Peacekeeper? He's considering it. Looks like he's going to reduce the attack power on the Boulder Fist Ogre and play that Taunt minion. Pop another Silver Hand Recruit. So I guess what he knows right now is that he has to attack that with the Core Hound on the Shield Master, because even with all the other minions attacking, it's not sufficient to take the Shield Master out. So it's a pretty good plan here, and yeah, he's going to sacrifice that right away. So that's going to take the Shield Master, or the Core Hound, I should say, off the table. And now finally starting to deal some damage to Trump. But he's going to drop Consecrate. That's going to deal 2 damage across the field, and that's enough. That Consecrate deals damage to the hero as well. So that Taunt minion was of no real use, and a good victory for Trump. Big win here, and that does put him up another win. So he is 4-1 as he continues the climb in the arena. So as we look at it now, Trump is in a pretty considerable position, up 4-1 as he rotates further in the arena. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the arena, the way it works is that the players you encounter along the way are always going to have the same record as you. So you're going to face players that have equally sturdy decks as you approach them in the arena. So players who are 4-1, like Trump is right now, the next player he faces will also be 4-1. So it's something to consider and keep the, intensity of these matches up. You're not just going to run into somebody whose first matchup is, facing off against a player who's already gone 8-0 or something ridiculous like that. So it's a very awesome system, but that's going to do it for this episode of Shoutstone and this episode of Arena Time. I'll be back in a couple days with the next episode for more And of course, I will have another season of Trump Arena following this. But again, that is going to do it. So make sure you subscribe so you can get constant daily updates when we release new videos. We try to release new videos every single day. A couple exceptions here and there, but we generally do it every day. And that's different shoutcasts and other Hearthstone-related content. You can also like this video, leave a comment if you choose to. And you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are in the description below. Just expand it, and they're up here. They're down near the bottom. And that's going to do it. Again, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.